You've probably heard by now that Florida stopped requiring permits on home projects under $7,500. It's true, I went and read it. But I also read the part where they list what doesn't count. And by the time you get to the bottom of that list, there's almost nothing left. Electrical, plumbing, gas, structural are all out, no matter what the job cost, and so is anything on the property sitting in a flood hazard area. If you've watched part 1, you know that list, the systems list. The state drew the same line I drew for you last episode, which I did not expect, and I'll take it as a win. Welcome back to Real Talk Remodeling with MERLINO Consulting. I'm Pedro MERLINO. Part 1 was the money side. Surfaces are yours, systems belong to a licensed trade, and labor is where the savings come from. Today is a side that costs people when they get it wrong. If you missed the first episode, it's just as valuable as this one we're going to talk about. Go back and check it out. You're not going to regret it. I would say it's just as important as this episode, and you should be able to gain some nuggets as you watch it, and it should help you through this process. This is the second part of it, so definitely don't skip that first one. You can finish this one if you want, or if you want to go to the first one and watch it, that's fine too. Whatever you want, whatever your heart desires. One more thing. If this channel has saved you money or a headache, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. It costs you nothing, and it puts it in front of the next homeowner or contractor who needs it. I had to go through this thing twice before it made sense to me. For genuinely cosmetic work, cabinets, countertops, backsplash, paint, most apartments around here never made you pull a permit anyway. So nothing really changed there. What did change is that it covers your contractor too, not just you. That kind of rhymes a little bit. Some departments were permitting that middle ground work and some weren't. Now there's one rule statewide. I think that part is an improvement. Where I'd slow down is how broadly they define structural. Windows and doors are in there, and so is roofing, siding, soffits, railings, pool barriers, and elevated decks. Once you pull all that out, all that's left is a small pile. And it isn't automatic. You still have to send the building department a written request with your contract showing the value of the work. Then there's a flood hazard piece, which for the people I work with is the one that decides it. I've got clients from Punta Gorda down through Naples, and it really does come down to the address. Inland, you might get some use out of this, kind of like where I live. It's inland. We don't have no issues with floods or anything like that. But if you're on the canal in Cape Coral or close to the water, anywhere in Lee or Collier County, my guess is you're permitting it like always. There's nothing new for you because you're going to be in a flood area. What I think is the actual story here hasn't gotten reported much at all. They didn't exempt the system work. They sped it up. On an existing single-family home, work under $15,000, covering structural, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and roofing, the building department now has 5 business days to respond to your application. And if they blow past the deadline, your permit is approved by law. Let me put it this way. The department misses the clock, you have your permit. That's a bigger deal than the headline everybody ran with because it applies to work that actually needs a permit. The $7,500 thing, that's cool, but really, it's not a big deal to me. Like I said before, really, we never needed permits for stuff like that. People would do the work and it was acceptable as long as nobody was doing work that required permits. But this right here, getting it automatically approved after 5 business days is a huge thing. Now, $15,000, what can you do with $15,000? You could do a bathroom. You could do a decent kitchen. There's certain things you could do with $15,000. Depends on the size of your bathroom or your kitchen. But for you to be able to have up to $15,000 of work done that needs to be approved within 5 business days is a phenomenal thing that changed. One more piece that's worth knowing. Your HOA can't require a building permit before they'll review your project anymore. If you've been stuck in that loop where the county wants HOA approval and the HOA wants the permit, that loop is gone. Put all that together, and my read is that this helps less than what the headline made it sound. But the parts that do help are nothing to glaze over. The thing I keep coming back to, though, is a line in the guidance these cities are pushing. They say the city has no legal duty to the owner or the contractor for work performed under this exemption. Let me say that again. They have no legal duty for work performed under this exemption. Think about what that actually means. Nobody inspecting it, nobody wrote it down anywhere, which is fine right up until you're selling the house and somebody's inspector starts asking questions. Or you're filing a claim after a storm and the adjuster wants to know when the work got done and who did it. That is a problem. So use the exemption if it fits your project. Keep your own paper trail, the contract, and the invoices. Take pictures before anything gets closed up, and hang on to all of it whether the county makes you or not. A lot of homeowners hear hybrid and go straight to the owner-builder permit. I'd slow down on that. Florida Statute 489.103 does let you act as your own contractor on a home you own and live in. So if you are trying to do an owner-builder permit for investment property, that's not going to fly. You better be careful with that. It's for the house you actually live in, not the house that you're not living in. And there's other rules with that, just so you know. So don't try to be slick, say you live there, and then try to sell it in a few months. It does not work that way. Real exemption and a strong one. But the property has to be in your name. You have to supervise the work yourself, and you can't use that permit to hire unlicensed people to do trade work for you. That's something I make sure homeowners know. They think they could get the owner-builder permit and then hire the handyman to do all the work that requires a license. And I make sure they know for sure that's not allowed. Somebody unlicensed talks a homeowner into pulling a permit and does the work anyway. And when it fails inspection, the liability is with the homeowner and not with the guy who stopped answering his phone. Sequence gets people first. Order matters more than effort in construction. And you can't tile before the pan is set or paint before the drywall sanded. Jump ahead and you'll spend the weekend undoing your own work. Then there's your own scope creep. You committed to your own demo and paint, then you watched a few YouTube videos and decided you're tiling the shower too. And now your tile guy is booked 3 weeks out and your shower is still studs. The third is the relationship. And I don't think homeowners understand this part. If your demo isn't done when the crew shows up, you didn't lose a day. You took a slot somebody else wanted and moved yourself down the contractor's list for everything after. The last one is warranty, and nobody brings it up. If you set the tile yourself and it fails, that isn't on your contractor's workmanship warranty. Water gets behind your waterproofing and rots the wall 2 years from now, that repair is yours to fund. All of that is preventable with one document. A written scope that says who does what, line by line, with a date on it. That's pretty important. Owner does demolition and debris removal by this date. Contractor starts a rough plumbing the following Monday. And if you're the contractor watching this, that document is protecting you, not the homeowner. It's what you point out on the Tuesday your crew is standing in the driveway waiting on demo that isn't done. That's actually what I do for people. I'm building the thing that keeps the plumber, the tile guy, and the homeowner from tripping over each other. If you want help drawing that line on your project, reach out. The website is www.merlinoconsultants.com. That's MERLINOCONSULTANTS.com. And you can email me at peter@merlinoconsultants.com. That's the same as a website, except it's Peter at PETER, the @ merlinoconsultants.com. And if you found value in this show, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description or in the show notes, or you could scan this QR code. No pressure, it just helps. Until next time, plan smart, build well, and let's raise the standard together.